Powered by the Montana Television Network. This is Montana This Morning from Montana's news leader.
Well, good morning. Thanks for waking up with us today. I'm Justine Stewart.
And I'm Louis Stewart. Hope you're having a fantastic start to your Wednesday. So, Justine, usually in the afternoon, I try to get my kids out to do something because they go crazy and everything. So we always usually go to the park near our house.
Yep.
And yesterday,
energy.
Yeah. And yesterday I noticed for the first time, and can't remember how long, there was no snow on the ground at
I know.
all.
Same at my house. And I saw a friend post that she has like tulips coming up.
Really?
In the Bitterroot.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
You would think with these temperatures, I've heard so many people say like, it feels like a spring out there.
It does.
With these warm temperatures, we're going to keep mild weather at least for today and tomorrow, but then winter is going to make a return by this weekend starting Friday. But until then, yeah, we just have more temperatures that are going to be well above average, at least for the valleys, west central, southwest Montana, and even in northwest Montana today, it's going to start to warm up. Now, we are under northwesterly flow once again, so scattered rain and even some snow showers are going to move in for today and tomorrow. Then there's the stronger system, especially Thursday afternoon into Friday. We're talking about rain transitioning over into snow. We're looking at really windy conditions as well as a cold front moves through. That means a clearer weekend behind the front, but also much colder temperatures. All right, so here's your Wednesday forecast. So another pretty mild day out there. 42 Missoula, 38 Kalispell, 47 in Hamilton, 40 in Polson.
2 people and a dog dead after a light plane registered out of Darby crashed into an industrial area near San Diego. The pilot, identified as Dr. John Longhurst, and his wife Cheryl, was his passenger. They owned homes in Montana and in Orange County, California. Dr. Longhurst worked at UC Irvine Health. Officials say that the Cessna single-engine plane took off from Gillespie Field in California just before 7 a.m. Tuesday, but crashed shortly after takeoff. 2 other dogs that were on board did survive the impact and were taken to an animal hospital for treatment. Witnesses on the ground say they heard a loud noise before the small plane crashed in an industrial lot near the airport.
Some folks on the ground said they heard some kind of engine throttling, and the airplane made a turn, it looks like, and came back and was actually traveling eastbound when it lost power and landed here in the yard.
Officials from the Federal Aviation Administration were on the scene, and the investigation will be handled by the National Transportation Safety Board. The Missoula Sheriff's Department says it was not arson that destroyed a popular restaurant west of Missoula in December. Under Sheriff Rich Marcelli tells us that their investigation revealed no criminal conduct was involved in the fire that destroyed KJ's 9 Mile Roadhouse restaurant. The Missoula Sheriff's Office issued a search warrant to look at the cell phone records of owners of the restaurant to investigate their possible involvement in the fire. But Marcelli tells KPAX-TV while officials have not pinpointed the cause yet, they did conclude it was not arson. Granite County commissioners are hiring some outside help to handle the prosecution of misdemeanor theft charges against Commissioner Scott Adler. Adler is facing 2 misdemeanor charges for using county equipment on his personal property last year. An investigation found that he had used road equipment at his property to test a certain grinding and milling procedure for asphalt. However, his fellow commissioners have disputed that they knew what was going on. Adler did reimburse the county for $1,400, and now fellow commissioners have approved a resolution hiring a special deputy county attorney, which will represent the state in Adler's case, prosecuting the charges of official misconduct and theft by embezzlement. He will make his initial court appearance on the charges February 15th. A bill to withdraw 5 parcels from a wilderness study area designation is now generating some tremendous debate across Montana this week. Today, we're going to get our first indication as to how that proposal could play out in the Senate. Senator Steve Daines' Protect Public Use of Public Lands Act is a response to a request from the Montana legislature last year to review the WSA designations that have been in place without action since the 70s. The study areas in question include some that have seen a lot of debate over motorized use and resource extraction in recent years, including the Sapphire and Blue Joint WSAs. Backers of the measure believe it's time to release the study areas. Senator Jon Tester is worried, though, that just removing the designation without a specific plan to replace it could be problematic.
If these lands are managed in a different way and it has serious impacts on water quality, has impacts on wildlife habitat, we could be really causing some problems that are unintended.
The hearing happens this morning before the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee. Granite County joined the list of western Montana counties that have expressed support for the Daines bill. Valley County commissioners are going to take another look at writing a letter this morning at a hearing that starts at 10. Montana Senator Jon Tester now remains optimistic of a sweeping piece of legislation to preserve the upper Blackfoot watershed, and it will prove its worth during a Senate committee hearing today. The Blackfoot Stewardship Act will be analyzed by the Senate Energy and Natural Resources Committee during its hearings just over a year after the act was first introduced. It would set aside an unprotected block of backcountry and front country wilderness adjacent to the Bob Marshall Wilderness. The act has widespread support locally. Senator Tester hopes that message is heard by the committee.
And hopefully we can get critical mass here in the Senate to get it passed through the Senate and get it over to the House and get it passed and get it to the President's desk. This is a bill that, like I said, Montana's been working on for probably 10 years, maybe longer, and it's something that will work for Montana and work for that region of the state.
The act would protect additional wilderness, but also accommodate other uses such as logging, snowmobiling, and mountain biking. Another Republican who wants to try to unseat Democratic U.S. Senator Jon Tester officially in the race. Former Judge Russell Fagg filed in person in Helena, paying his $1,740 check to appear on the June 5th primary ballot. He is the third Montana Republican to jump into the race to challenge Tester. State Auditor Matt Rosendale hasn't filed, but is running along with Big Sky businessman Troy Downing. Fagg feels he's the best bet to take on and defeat Senator Tester this fall.
I think I'm the most electable in November. Fourth generation Montanan, 22 years as a district court judge, former Republican legislator, endorsements from Governor Roscoe, Governor Martz, Governor Stevens, Congressman Hill, Congressman Rehberg. That is the goal of Montana Republicans, is to defeat Senator Tester, and I think I have the best shot of doing that.
The deadline for the candidate filing is 5 weeks away. The Gallatin National Forest Avalanche Center is warning people now about heading into the backcountry. The threat for a slide is rated at considerable in the Bridger Mountains and near Cook City. The Gallatin and Madison ranges are rated moderate, and people are being urged to watch for signs of cracking or collapsing snow or any recent avalanche activity before traveling into dangerous terrain.
We've got a lot of snow that's been falling, up to 4 feet down in Cook City, well over a foot up here around Bozeman and Big Sky, and we've had wind. And so the combination of that is creating wind slabs and more dangerous avalanche conditions up in the alpine areas, near the ridge lines where people are triggering slides and they're seeing them. So we want to be extra careful out there.
The Gallatin National Forest Avalanche Center also reminding folks that if you're heading into avalanche terrain anywhere, make sure to check all your safety equipment like shovels and probes, make sure they're working properly before heading out, and also have beacons that have fresh batteries. Northwest Montana continues to have a big snow year, particularly Whitefish Mountain, which is expecting to beat its season average for snow. Whitefish Mountain Resort sees an average of 300 inches of snowfall each year, and this year they're on pace to see more than that, with 245 inches falling already. Those 245 inches are the most at this point in the year that the mountain has seen in the past decade. Last season, the mountain saw over 400 inches, and they are on pace to break that. The mountain has seen more than 3 feet of snow in just the past week and received more than 90 inches in January alone, topping the month's 10-year average of 66 inches. All right, let's send on over to Lewis now. He's got your forecast.
All right, thank you, Justine. Good morning, everyone. Well, it's nice to know that, the mountains are picking up snow. The mountains are doing really well. Actually, western Montana, the mountains here are some of the best. We have the best snowpack out of anywhere area of the lower 48. Places like Colorado, California, the mountains there, seeing well below average snowfalls. We're doing really well, but as we know, the valleys, especially west central, southwest Montana valleys, really have not seen a lot of snow at all in the past, since December really, and warmer temperatures have been on the way. And we are going to actually, though, bring in some snow, so let's go ahead and talk about that. First, though, a quick look at these mild temperatures. Once again, 31 Seeley Lake, 39 Missoula, 43 Hamilton, 32 right now in Sula, 38 St. Regis and Thompson Falls. All right, your Hamilton hour-by-hour forecast, backdrop photo by Cindy, and as you can see, not a lot of snow down there in the Bitterroot Valley. Just about a 30% chance some light rain this morning. Cloudy skies skies this afternoon, mild with a high of right around 47 in Hamilton. Now let's go up to Kalispell. Backdrop photo, great sunset picture here by Colleen. Colleen, thank you so much for this. We're going to warm it up there in northwest Montana into the middle upper 30s by this afternoon, and we're going to keep about a 40% chance of a rain snow mix this morning, then about a 40% chance of some light rain showers in Kalispell as we move into the afternoon time. Now after today, we are watching this winter storm potential to move in starting tomorrow. So winter storm watches are in place for tonight through Friday morning. This is where the most significant snow is going to be found here in central Montana, eastern Montana, and here in the glacier region. Moving in just a little bit closer though for the Kootenai Cabinet region along with the Flathead and Mission Valleys. Around 2 to 5 inches of snow is possible again tomorrow through Friday morning. There in the glacier region though, could see anywhere from 8 to 15 inches of snow. So here's one of our model runs. So this is one of the model runs that we have that shows us how much snow we can expect. Notice the glacier region there. A lot of snow expected with the valleys there in the Mission, Flathead, Missoula, Bitterroot valleys. Not a lot of snow, but we are going to see cold temperatures. So expect at least some light accumulations, especially Thursday night into Friday. Quick look at that 7-day forecast for Missoula. 42 today, 45 Thursday. Behind that front, 20s by Friday. Kalispell 38 today, 39 Thursday, then a high just of 20 degrees by Friday. In Hamilton, we'll see middle upper 40s today and tomorrow, back to the lower 30s Friday and Saturday.
All right, well, thanks, Lewis, and make sure you do stick around because we're, of course, back with much more. But first, here's some birthdays for you.